Welcome to Dwarf Academy, episode 22. And here at Board Walls, we've had a couple of mares, a couple of mayoral candidates. We spent a whole episode focusing on one of them guys, Rovod. He was then replaced by Ficod. Apparently, they do have a yearly election. I don't think we've had a mayor for a year. They can replace each other and things. I'm not sure quite what happened, but at some point, almost immediately after I'd focused on the new mayor, he then changed, and I got really confused. So we've got some quarters here. This bedroom now is assigned to our mayor, Picod or Shuratis. He's got modest quarters. They need to be upgraded to at least decent quarters. He needs an office, and he needs a bunch of furniture. We need some thrones. We've queued up some golden furniture. So quickly, we're going to just have a quick look in the mines. We'll quickly look in the mines. Just make sure we're staying on top of getting some ore. I mean, there's plenty of ore lying around on the floor. And we just keep the dwarves busy. The miners need something to do. I think they'll be smoothing at the moment. This stuff here is, I think it's kaolinite. It's treated as an ore in the game. We don't really want to highlight that with an auto mine, as it'll dig out all the kaolinite. We don't really need any of it at the moment. I think it's used to make ceramic glazes, that kind of thing, which we're not really doing at the moment. Okay, auto mine, some gems. And in the last few episodes, we've been focusing on our barracks and training. You see, we've got a dehydrated dwarf working on the pump. We don't seem to have solved the issue with dwarves not pumping. We did allocate our spear dwarves and other members of the unit. They don't seem to be training. Dwarf Fortress, utilities, dwarf therapist. But the archers are arching. They're shooting their crossbows, using the archery targets. Petitions get a little bit annoying, especially if you're not really focusing on taking in any bards and constantly giving requests for people to join your fort. Don't seem to have any beds. I have 30 beds queued up. We've still got a few dwarves without lodgings. We still haven't got our well plumbed up. We've made in the last episode I actually set an order to pull the trigger on the floodgate. I've seemed to have pronounced floodgate much better the last few times I've attempted that word. Anyway, turned out I hadn't actually linked up the trigger, which was quite lucky, as I went on to spend quite some time absent-mindedly forgetting I'd pulled that trigger. And I didn't, fortunately, flood the whole base. If we have a look up here, the floodgate hasn't been linked. What I'm going to have to do is we're going to build another construction here just to seal off this area. We're going to build a stairwell down into this area so our mechanic can get in and link up that floodgate. So let's just build a construction. Fortification. little stairwell in here. I've got it on auto mine. So the miners will dig that out soon enough, and that construction will get built. Got a bunch of dwarves playing. They're playing. Yeah, playing or playing make believe. Oh, these guys are playing with the mini forge. So that's where you can see the mini forge icon. If that's what that is. We did ask some dwarves to smooth, but only to smooth this area here where we're going to build our throne room. So we've queued up. I thought I'd queued up a golden throne. Oh, for some reason I can't build a throne. I have built. I've queued up a bunch of stuff. If you look in the furniture, can we look in furniture? No, we can't. But 7 cabinets. I did ask for a gold cabinet. There is a gold cabinet. And we'll start to construct beds. I think what's probably happened is I've run out of gold bars. No? Okay. Gold. We could do it. We've got a gold. We built some gold doors. I'm pretty sure. Do we have a statue? Okay. So, let's cancel that statue. I think we saw we had a. Okay. So that statue should add some value to the quartz of a noble. We may have to wait for that statue to be built. Have we got any gold chests made? No. Gold cabinet. And wonder what our. Oh, here's a metal worker coming in there. Let's see if we've got any steel. What are we doing for steel? Okay. So we'll make a bit more armor. 3 mail shirts, 3 high boots, 3 helms, and we'll make some more gauntlets and some more. We're going to make some robes, some cloaks and hoods. We can go to the clothiers. We have some cloth. We should have some cloth. Okay, we've got a bunch of cloth. We're going to make some cloth hoods and some cloaks, just to be going on with. Now we can approve that monster hunter. Okay, so we built that chest, that cabinet and the statue. So the mayor now has a grand bedroom, and as soon as we've got a throne, we can allocate him. A new gold throne and a throne room or office He's got a dining room. Does our mayor need a? No, he doesn't need us. He doesn't need like a burial chamber or anything like that. If you get kings and queens and other barons and things like that, they have different demands. And we've got some more beds now. Will we have enough bedrooms? I don't think we do. I don't think we will. And if we just have a look at our... Okay, so the construction's built. This is what I've spoken about before. The dwarves tend to stand on the wrong side of constructions, and this dwarf has trapped himself in the... yeah, in here. So D, designate N to remove the structure, and that chap will remove that structure. What we're going to do is we're going to designate in orders DO D, and then O for set traffic areas, not orders, and then we're going to restrict that area. So the dwarf will hopefully prefer to construct it from this side. So we'll see if we can do that now. Let's try and focus on this, get it done. We can certainly link up that floodgate while we're waiting. And what happened last time is we had not enough. I hadn't built any mechanisms. So this chalk floodgate. See, we're falling behind. I did order a bunch of mechanisms, but we haven't used a whole heap at all. So I'm not sure what happened to those. But certainly that man, the dwarf's escaped now from his doom. I'm glad we spotted that. We'll build another fortification, and this time, regardless of the designation, if there's a piece of chalk there and they decide to use that for the fortification, they'll probably end up building again from the other side of this fortification. So when we build it, we're gonna not going to use this a piece of chalk is showing a distance of 232, and that's the furthest distance it's going to take of any of those pieces of chalk. Just to be easy peasy, we're just going to use wood, and I'm hoping the dwarf will most definitely get the closest bit of wood, which should be up here on the surface. So let's watch. And he should choose to build it from the south of the floodgate. So FPS is dropping. We're down to 62, 63, 64. Okay, that dwarf's just come down and pick up the piece of chalk and take it to his stone stockpile. I'm surprised he didn't use a wheelbarrow. So there's clearly dwarves are collecting. So this is a problem with stone stockpiles and wheelbarrows. They're a little bit buggy or complex. A solution to that is to have a feeder stockpile with no wheelbarrows, taking from links only, and a feeder stockpile. We can just quickly build one of these, stone stockpile here, and we're going to tell that to use, so that's 11 high. We're going to ask it to use 5 wheelbarrows, which in theory should leave 6 spaces for rocks. And I'm going to have 0 wheelbarrows in this, and we're going to ask it to take from links only, so it won't. The dwarves will only put stone in this pile that they take from the pile to the west, the feeder pile, and then hopefully we should be able to keep an eye There is another stone stockpile though, which is in the centre of here, and that will be calling for a piece of stone each time it's empty, because there's no wheelbarrows allocated. A dwarf will just carry it all the way from the end, the furthest point of the mine. It'll take him a long time, so we're just going to shut down this stockpile at this point. It was only really constructed to pick up stone from the main part of the fort, so the dwarves weren't having to carry it all the way to this stockpile. But at least when they do that now, at any point they'll be doing it with a wheelbarrow. As you can see, we've got wheelbarrows active in this pile. We've got a huge pile of stone here. Oh no. Okay, so the reason that things that I've queued up for stone, like mechanisms, aren't being made is because we only have reserved stone stocks. So kaolinite, which is reserved, and gypsum. We can change that in the stone stocks. If we go kaolinite, because it's red, it's been reserved for various uses. If we press enter and highlight that in green, it will no longer be restricted. Well, this is restricted for steel making. It's constantly learning in this game. It's so in this stockpile, do we have chalk? No, we do have gypsum, and gypsum is reserved for making gypsum chalk, which is something we do need for plaster powder. We're going to keep hold of that stuff. We can use that. We could even export that if we can make an industry from it. So if we look at actually yeah, these are active. Okay, and we do have a master smith, mastercrafts stone dwarf. Let's make a bunch of stuff. Scroll rollers, because we are an academy. We can make a bunch of these. We did say we were going to build a quern as well, and start making slurry for paper. And we're going to make a paper maker's workshop, a screw press. Okay, we've got mechanisms now. This is excellent. So we can link this floodgate from we start the lever, add a job. We'll cancel that job to pull the lever, and we're going to link this up to a floodgate. Pressing F. I still don't have enough mechanisms because I've just built those twitty things in the farm's workshop area. We're making more mechanisms as we speak. Okay, I think it's an untimed episode. I'm going to get this floodgate connected, or at least the order to do that, and then we're going to call it a day. A couple of dehydrated dwarves, as you can see there, who are carrying stone into the smelters. So I think all the ore that they're getting at the moment is coming directly from the mine. That's why they're dehydrated, because it's taken them so long to. So I think clearly we've probably got capacity to focus on hauling this ore up, because at the moment it's not very efficient. Okay, let's just try and link this lever one more time, please. Okay. we look in here, let's try and get some pump operators working. So pump operators. That guy's too busy fishing. And he's just a fisherman, he's not one of our military. We just want to we really just want our military to be pumping. Yeah, these guys are restless, so they've been spending some time hanging out and training, so that's good. Problem is that when these guys go off duty, they're not going to have anything to do. So I think let's make them all. We'll make them all stone detailers. And I'm really hoping by now that we can link up this lever after quite a few episodes. I'm trying to focus on one thing. We've got a okay soldier and a monster hunter. Okay, let's allocate a few more bedrooms. So the idea is we're going to train up a squad on these pumps, and I've just realised I'm being a bit dim because when they're on duty, they're not going to be pumping. When they're off duty, they are going to be pumping. So me making them stone detailers was foolish. It wasn't very sensible. We need to get all these children, get them all in beds, get them all allocated, ideally into this borough. Hopefully there'll be a well within the borough as well, so that we won't have that problem where they're all getting dehydrated. We certainly need to dig some more bedrooms out. I do believe we're at the edge of the map. Okay. If we could fit them all into this, that would be remarkably good planning. We've got space for another bed up here as well. I'm hoping we'll have a throne. Excellent. A chest. Excellent. And the mayor is not our only no, but we've got captain of the guard, who's the leader of I think of our archers. We don't need maybe we do need a captain of the guard. I'm not sure about that at this point. So he's just missing his office, which we're going to allocate right now, a weapon rack and an armor stand. We'll build an armor stand. So we just need to build the armor stand or the rack in within one of his holdings, like within one of his rooms that he owns. They've stopped the job. Possibly we've run out of gold. We're making gold as we go along. Let's use steel. Let's make him a steel armor rack. That's going to be super valuable. Okie dokie, armor stand, and we'll make him a weapon rack. We're going to make some stuff for our captain of the guard as well. Why don't we just make a few steel statues? Because statues are wonderful things. We can build some of those into our. Why don't we put some in the Cathedral of Cunning, I believe it's called. Would be a good idea. And this seasonal save. We're going into winter. The dwarf and the dwarven envoys from the mountain home will soon be with us, and we're going to have plenty of stuff to sell if we choose to. We should have been very busy making food and drink over the last year. We've stopped brewing and we're still making meals. So we may have stopped brewing because we've run out of barrels. We can look at that by going to brew, drink from plant, we can view the task, and it'll tell us they've got no empty food storage items. So I'm going to ask to make a bunch of rock pots. Oh, here we go. So, end of the episode, a vile force of darkness has arrived, which is a nice surprise. We started in 165, so this is the third year. This is our third year, and we've got a vile force of darkness arriving. I did think we were at peace with all our neighbours. That may have changed. So, dwarves, goblins, antelope people, strike the earth, be happy, cheerio.